belief. And we can just finish, since we have some time, regarding this issue of the hujjah, the iqamatul hujjah, which is an issue that's raised, which is the issue of fahmul hujjah. Does a person need to understand the proof in order for the proof to be established against him? And this is an issue that's been differed over by the scholars of the da'wah, and much has been written on this topic. And that which is correct, what the Shaykh explains here, is that the way we tackle this topic, what the question comes down to is this: that when we bring evidences to a person to show that that which he has fallen into or that which he is upon is kufr, does he need to understand those evidences, right, for the proof to be established upon him? Right? This is the issue, and this is the actual question. Now, this obviously is a big discussion, but to put it in a nutshell, the way that we treat this topic is that we say that the asal, the foundation is, the starting point is, that no, we do not need to establish that the person has to understand the proof. Right? And the reason for that is that not every type of kufr is such, pay attention to this, not every type of kufr is such that it has arisen as a result of not understanding the proof. Now let me give you an example. The kufr of some people is actually the kufr of arrogance. Do you understand? Right? The istikbar is a type of kufr, to be arrogant in accepting the truth. Right? Kufr of Iyaad, kufr of istikbar. Here, this person's kufr is not in need of having evidences explained to him. Do you understand? Right? We don't need to explain, well, this ayah means this, and the evidence from the ayah is such and such. And because his kufr is the kufr of arrogance, of pride and arrogance. Right? He just doesn't want to submit because of arrogance, not because he doesn't understand the proof. You understand that, yeah? So because of that, because of this point, we first of all say that understanding the hujjah is not actually required to begin with, because not every type of kufr is such that it arises because of not understanding the evidences, right? Like the kufr of istikbar, and likewise even the kufr of nifaq, the kufr of nifaq, right? And things of that nature. That's the first thing. And in fact, Allah Himself says in the Quran, وَجَعَلْنَا عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ أَكِنَّةً أَن يَفْقَهُوهُ. We have put veils on their hearts in case they understand. So Allah is saying He's put veils on the hearts of certain people so that they don't understand. Right? So clearly, understanding the evidence and the hujjah against them, here, it's irrelevant. Why? Because their kufr is from something else, which is kufr in and of itself. That doesn't require for them to understand the actual textual evidences. So, that's the starting point. However, after this, there may be certain scenarios or certain situations in which to make a person understand the hujjah is required. Like, for example, a person might be someone who says, he says the Quran is created, and he does so upon a shubha, he does so upon a faulty understanding. Clearly he doesn't understand the meanings of the ayat and the ahadith. So he needs to understand to a degree that he knows that he is opposing the deen of the messenger. So here there is some understanding required. An alim will come along and explain the issue to him and make him understand the issue. So therefore, there are issues in which understanding the evidence is actually a condition. It would be a condition. So is that issue clear? If it's not, say so. Is that clear? Right? So it's not the case that we have to say a person has to understand the evidences in every instance of that which is major kufr. Right? Because from kufr is are matters in which whether a person understands or not, it's irrelevant, because his kufr is such that it's understanding is not relevant anymore. Do you understand? Like some people who are arrogant, have istikbar, people who have nifaq, people who, make juhud. So for example, well, I deny the prayer. Do we need to make him understand the hujjah? We said to him, Allah says, Aqimus salah, establish the prayer. Do we need to make him understand what that hujjah means? We just recite it to him and the hujjah is established. Alright? So not in every instance do we have to say, well, this person we have to make sure he's understood the hujjah. No. Because in many cases the hujjah itself is self-evident, is clear, it's self-evident. In many cases the hujjah is, for him to understand it, is irrelevant because it's arrogance which is the basis for his kufr in any case. So this is the asl. However, there are many issues in which to understand the hujjah would be a condition for making takfir of an individual. So with that we conclude our lesson for today. That also concludes our discussion of these two sentences regarding the Khawarij and the Murji'ah and the issue of takfir. All that is complete. And we'll move on to the next text, in which At-Tahawi rahimahullah ta'ala, we continue speaking about the sinful people and their ruling in this life and the next, and how we deal with them and how we treat them. We make istighfar for them, we fear for them, we hope for them Allah's mercy. Just generally, how do we behave towards the sinful people from this ummah? So with that we conclude. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum.